Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dreamhack Invitational. This is game number 2 between Empire and QPAD Red Pandas. As man, Waga, I am disappointed already. That is not a red panda, good sir. Only Mini seems to be representing the flare appropriately. But anyway, let's get into the game. Gonna unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. And so if you have not watched the previous game, I recommend you check it out. It was a well-executed game by QPAD, although Empire made a lot of mistakes. So we'll see if Empire can come back. But with me is Shredkid. How's it going?
Hey, what? Yeah, I'm doing pretty well, B-ballin'. Looking forward to game two. I was actually really impressed with Select's play. Uh, Pleasantly so, I might add, because I thought that he was the unsung hero for his team last game, and someone who hasn't really been in competitive Dota. That's just a really great way to start. So
10 seconds
I wonder
remaining.
if that situation, because apparently when QPAD announced their roster,
5 seconds
they said they would
remaining.
have two in-game captains. Waga would be doing drafting, and Singh would be doing the in-game captains as well as Waga. So I guess if you had two people yelling you at the same time, you know, you have more direction and more sort of focus on what to do. Because keep in mind, Select obviously was a talented Dota 1 player, and they went to StarCraft 2. But I mean, if you have sort of two people constantly telling you what to do, I imagine it'll get you much more acclimatized to the competitive environment, as they're going to see Empire first ban out Kunkka. Pretty cute.
yeah, I think that they just don't want to deal with that again. It's obviously Sing Sing's specialty hero. I would say it's probably the hero he's most known for, at least in my mind. But yeah, I'm kind of expecting from QPAD. Hmm, I'd guess just to keep
10
her the light
seconds
ban, but
remaining.
you really can't say. It's really personal preference. But yeah, I was gonna say in terms of the
5
two
seconds
captains
remaining.
thing, normally what happens is, and I've been in this situation before where I was drafting and someone else was calling out plays in game.
Radiant team ban.
It can be good if you want to have somebody who draft, like you just like that person's drafts for your team better than the so-called captain, but it can also run into difficulties. And I say that because if you have some, master plan of this is exactly how we want these fights to play out with these heroes, and then the person calling that out isn't on the same page as you, you can run into trouble. Some teams make it work, some don't. Everybody really has a
10
different approach to
seconds
this, but
remaining.
from what I've seen, it's not necessarily the
5
best
seconds
strategy because it
remaining.
can lead to moments of confusion. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, as Empire gonna go into their second ban, and so far this looks to be pretty interesting, because as it is, there's so many strong top-tier heroes left in the pool. Wisp in the Western scene is regarded as top-tier. Bat, Nyx, Keeper of the Light, and they only have 2 ban slots, so one of these teams will be getting at least 2 top-tier heroes with this next ban of Chen, so, man, this is gonna be pretty crazy to see all these broken heroes, quote-unquote, in the game, like
I'm a
Bat
little bit
and Nyx and Coddle.
I'm a little bit worried for QPAD because I think a lot of teams, even the best teams in the world, fall into the trap of when there's a ton of really, really good heroes in the pool and you have second pick, you just take whatever 2 OP heroes there
10
are.
seconds
And a
remaining.
lot of times they might not have any synergy. So
5
you might get
seconds
2 really good
remaining.
heroes that just don't do the same thing. And at that point, the other person can respond with counter picks. So they have 1 OP hero, they have 2 counter picks, and then all of a sudden, they ban out everything which can like sort of complete your lineup in the ban stage, and then you're kind of stuck with heroes that are good but don't play well together. It's like an NBA All-Star game.
Yeah, dude, who needs defense? Just go crazy. As NBA All-Star games, they're a bit sloppy, but I love watching them. Anyway, QPAD gonna be out the Bane, so Nyx, Coddle, Bat, and Wisp are all up in the pool, and I imagine QPAD want to get Wisp, but Empire are gonna pick it up themselves, and Funnick used to be the pro Wisp player on the side of Empire, so we'll see who plays Wisp now for Empire. I think it is
It's
Golblack or
Goblack.
SS.
Yeah, he's a pretty good Wisp. I don't know. I think Phonics Wisp was a little bit overhyped, and I think Goblack's Wisp is pretty underhyped. So I don't really think it's too big a deal.
I think it was mostly because the statement that Empire made, where it's, I think they said in Starladder or in Dreamhack, they said, oh, if Funnick gets Wisp, we win. Something like that.
Yeah, that you know what? That
10
could be that he's
seconds
that good at that
remaining.
hero, or it could be they know how to execute that hero so well. It's not really,
5
Phonic doing it.
seconds
It's just that
remaining.
Empire knows how that hero works. But either way, we'll see how QPAD responds. I would guess they're gonna pick up a Nyx bat. That's what I would do at least.
Well, I mean, those 2 heroes, like you said, I mean, they're very strong gankers, but of course, probably the best initiator in the game. And if they pick up those 2 heroes, they have a mechanism to deal with the potential coddle pickup by Empire, so that is definitely a very solid choice. I mean, together those 2 heroes have some synergy, but it's nothing like a Bounty Hunter Nyx, but again, anti-coddle. and that might be what Empire will decide to go for. Right? QPAD actually taking a lot of time, probably debating, all right, Empire gonna pick up the Coddle, how are we gonna deal with this if they pick up a really strong carry like a PL or something like that. So maybe that's why they're dipping so heavily into their reserve time, but as it is, it seems like they're a little bit stumped because the reserve time is ticking away.
There's too many options on the table right now. Normally, when you're at this point in the game, you sort of know, okay, there's one OP hero left, and then we pick up this hero because they have that hero. And when there's that many options, a lot of times it's just harder to think. And they're actually going to go Batrider Visage. So the Visage is a preemptive pickup to stop Empire from doing something, because I don't really see the synergy in with Batrider Visage or against the Wisp, per se.
So they don't want Empire to play the aggressive Trial, but Wisp is not the greatest aggressive Trial hero. I mean, Visage definitely can help him sort of do that, but I don't know. In all the scrims I've watched QPAD play, I've never seen them play Visage, and I watched a decent amount when I was, trying to expand my knowledge on Dota, because watching Pro Team scrim was very, very fun by a bystander, and I hope that they show their scrims again on stream. But anyway, Empire gonna pick up Keeper the Light, and Nyx, I imagine. I mean, if they don't pick up Nyx, they're gonna leave it up to QPAD.
They might pick up a CK instead.
That is a potential possibility.
Because if they don't pick up a Wisp hero right now, all the Wisp heroes are going to get banned out, and then you're stuck with a Wisp.
I don't
like
know,
normally,
dude.
normally when you pick up Wisp, you kind of have to pick up something that goes with him in the first three. Otherwise, you're just going to ban out everything that goes with it, and then you're stuck with a Wisp. And there they are, CK. And Nyx is the obvious choice, but I don't know if they're necessarily going to do it.
Yeah,
because,
how would they lane it? I guess they have to put support Nyx, and support Nyx is still very strong, but we've been seeing a lot more mid lane Nyxes these days.
Yeah, I also think that Batrider might just do the jungle offlane role. We'll see.
And of course, it looks like it's going to be Luna for Waga, so they want to get their hard K right now. Going to give them a lot of early game team fight, but still, in terms of laning, with CK so far, seems to have everybody's number. Batrider actually does decently against dual lanes, against pretty much all dual lanes, even against Cast Knight Wisp, but I mean, that lane, if it's mid, it will pretty much just really make the opposing mid's life difficult, even if it is a Batrider. But Empire going to bat the Gyrocopter. Interesting. I don't think maybe QPAD would run a Gyrocopter mid, but I think that loses quite hard to Wisp CK if Wisp CK are going to be run mid. So this might be sort of Empire saying, alright, we're not actually going to run this lane mid.
Actually, you know what it might have been? It might have been banning out a support gyro, which Empire is known to run. Support gyro might just be one of the best supports against a Wisp. Simply because the way Gyro likes fighting people, you know how he likes fighting people not in the lane, but right off to the lane where the pools are kind of contested because Rocket Barrage hits more people? Wisp doesn't have any HP. He can't really... When you send the Gyro to go contest the pools like that, it's just... You can't deal with it. You can't stop him if you have a Wisp. And the fact that he just deals damage and Wisp doesn't have any armor, it just kind of wrecks a Wisp tri lane. So, I don't know.
Yeah, QPAD going about the Nature's Prophet, knowing that they don't want to give up any more global presence, and also noticing that so far Empire not really having a strong offlane at the moment. And the question is, I guess we'll have to see. I'm sure Select is extremely talented, but we saw him clock one game. I'm sure he can play all the standard offlane heroes, but so far the standard offlane heroes have been removed. Nature's Prophet, Darkseer, unless Clock is going to be the next ban by Empire, which, I don't know, it might be deserved. So far QPAD need to pick up a Select hero as well as a... I guess a secondary support. Oh, I think your microphone just got cut off. Not too sure.
Oh, thank you about that. I completely messed it up. But if Empire doesn't ban out Nyx, and I don't think they will, QPAD's going to pick it up, run it mid, and run Batrider offlane. I'm pretty sure.
But Empire the first pick up after the second mid phase. What if they pick up the Nyx?
Nyx is really bad against Visage and Batrider. And he's not particularly great against Luna, aside from the reflect on the ultimate.
But it's Nyx.
Yeah, you got me there. I mean, I don't know. The reason Nyx isn't great against Visage is because that armor, you know? Visage usually lives through Nyx combos.
That's true. Gravekeeper's Cloak is incredibly powerful, especially against gankers lineup who like to initiate with a lot of burst damage. As QPAD gonna ban out the Queen of Pain, so maybe trying to make Sting's life a little bit easier. Maybe anticipating that Empire, in fact, not gonna run that dual lane mid, probably gonna run it in a safe lane with Keeper the Light. And I guess the question is, if Empire do run this if they do run this in the safe lane, Visage will probably be I'm guessing Visage will be safe lane as well. So Visage won't really have too big of an impact in the early stages of the game, where he really just has a lot of impact. As we're going to see a Nyx pick up by Empire, just because he's Nyx, apparently. You turn off your mic again, dude.
Oh man, this is brutal. I'm messing up today, but who would have thought that you would have seen a lineup with a Wisp, Keeper of the Light, and Nyx Assassin?
And Wisp's best friend, Chaos Knight.
Yeah, and Wisp's best friend. And then on QPAD you have Batrider. You have a bunch of other good heroes, but that's it. It's gonna be a Night Stalker mid. Night Stalker is usually preferred. There's something like Night Stalker Pandas is a preferred mid against Nyx Assassin because, one, you don't have any AoE, so he can't reflect it back at you. And two, he can't really push you out of lane with his harass. Three, you're not mana dependent anyway, so if he burns your mana, you're like, whatever, I'll just hit these creeps, it's fine. And yeah, it's probably going to be Clockwork, off lane, Nyx mid, and that's the tri-lane. I don't know if they're going to aggressive or defensive tri-lane, but we'll see.
If I had to guess, probably defensive challenge, because, I mean, you'd be diving against a Visage, and if Bat is in the jungle, you always have to fear for that, so, I mean, that's just my guess. But anyway, QPAD, they have a really strong ganking up. They're going to pick up AA for their last choice, so, I mean, the Cold Feet, the Ice Blast, definitely going to go a long way, and also help negate a little bit of the Wisp regen, which is definitely a distinct possibility. But I was just about to say, QPAD, they're not really that good when they're not ganking. They're just, I mean, Luna wants to be 5-manning it up for a lot of, in order to really maximize that aura bonus, but QPAD, they just want to sort of run around in circles and kill everybody. So I'm not too sure Luna's role in this game.
Okay, yeah, here's my two major issues with the draft. QPAD's tri-lane, while it has the Chilling Touch and Luna, which is really cute, and it's like everybody has a double damage, I don't think they're going to be able to kill anybody, just because A, it's going to get tunneled on by CK and die. Issue 2, I don't think that NS is going to be that effective against all these tanky heroes. And, oh yeah, issue 3, they don't have a pipe carrier, and there's a coddle, and they need to end the game. Those are my issues. I really think that Empire kind of won this draft by a lot.
Yeah, anytime you give up with CK Coddle, and you don't really have the appropriate lineup that can really push in. I mean, QPAD, even then, how can they really deal with Coddle? You have Batrider, but if Batrider gets disabled, his dagger gets disabled by a rocket or something like that, that could be an issue. But anyway, I guess we'll see how the game goes on. Keep in mind, Empire did not execute well at all last game. So, I mean, if QPAD just completely outplay Empire once again, that could definitely be a very solid advantage. Keep in mind, QPAD had a very strong draft, and Empire went with the weird tri-lane setup against a Void, who absolutely free-farmed it up. So, I imagine Empire won't make the same mistake again, and they're not going to have to. Keep in mind, they are still up 1-0 in the overall series standings, where I think the top 2 people move on in the groups, and I think the prize pool pays out to the top 3 or top 4 teams. So right now Empire's group is Virtus Pro, QPAD, they've already lost the first game to, and Team Liquid. So Empire definitely not going to take this game lightly.
No, I don't think that they will at all. And obviously QPAD isn't going to be taking it lightly either. They'd want to win their first, as you said, their first tournament appearance. Who doesn't want to put that on a big 2-0 victory? So, anyway, it looks like QPAD's going to be invading, trying to look like protect their offensive tri-lane. But you want to introduce the players real quick?
Sure. So on the side of QPAD, we have Waga playing the Luna, we have Select playing the Batrider, Sing is going to be playing the Night Stalker, Many is going to be playing the Visage, and Jarax is playing the Ancient Apparition. On the side of Empire, it's going to be Golblock carrying the Keeper of the Light, Vigos is going to be playing the Nyx Assassin, and just a little bit of fanboyism. You know how Arzar was the original Nyx, Vigos is definitely the secondary Nyx, as that was some old school Dota references, as we might see engage it. No, Keeper of the Light, such high base movement speed along with the Wisp Tether, we'll be able to get out of there very safely. And Blurrybrain's playing the Chaos Knight, and Scannel's playing the Clockwork. But you remember the old school Dota 1 6.48 days where Nyx was banned until 6.65 or something like that with Arzar and Vigos, and just Nyx Assassin being overall crazy as an Arabian Assassin. Well, it's back with Vigos apparently.
I wish I could remember it, but that was just a little bit before my time. At that point, I was just pubbing and playing Sniper every game and building 2 bracers in Sanj and Yasha. So, I wish I could be nostalgic about it, but I can't. And it looks like the lanes are going to be completely standard. I am worried about QPAD's offensive tri-lane, though. When you have, and they did skill Chilling Touch at level 1, and Luna, it really is like every single person has a double damage, but with people playing back and CK being so naturally tanky, I don't know if they're going to kill anybody.
And also because AA did skill that level 1 Chilling Touch, they don't really have any lockdown. They have a Loosen Beam, which is the extent of the lockdown. Of course, Visage will pick up Great Chill at level 1, but still, I think you'd imagine you'd like to get that nice stun taken as the Lucian's being harassed a bit, but West is going to have to back up. 0 base armor does tend to make attacks there, as Empire going to get some free experience on the tower, but that means the lane will push out. And just checking out the wards, standard wards for the most part. Actually, this Radiant ward is placed pretty defensively for the most part.
Yeah, normally what happens is the ward is placed, I forgot I can't draw on the map to show you where it is. The ward's placed a little bit farther up and it's auto-countered, so people have to place it a little bit further back. And yeah, it kind of sucks, but it doesn't get countered as frequently, so.
On Nyx versus a Night Stalker, a lineup or a matchup we've seen more recently these days as we've seen Nyx transition into more of a mid-solo role. Nyx 3.2 base regen is pretty good, but Night Stalker with the very cheap mana cost harass will be able to handle themselves. I don't imagine anybody will die in this lane, but both heroes will just get level 6 and Bottle Crow. What more can you say?
Yeah, it's an incredibly boring lane. It's become my go-to if I know I'm going to be laning against Nyx. I prefer Night Stalker because you're just going to get 4 creeps and he gets 4 creeps. So
Reality Rift on the bottom lane.
Reality Rift is going to be a stun, 2-second stun. Looks like there's going to be a Cuddle Illuminate going through, and Wisp picks up the first blood on Luna.
Mini being driven back by our ass and a nice rocket coming in on the side of
Mid lane.
Mid lane. It seems that Vigos is diving. Trademark Vigos, as he does not have a point into Spike Carapace. Sing is going to be chasing. His void's going to be cooling down quite rapidly, but still, it's only level 2 void. So if he managed to get one more tick and one more right click in, he might be able to secure the kill. Here comes Vigos. He's going to start bottling up, and Vigos will just be able to escape that 3.2 regen. Just too good. But Sing will find himself an invisibility rune. It might get snagged by Vigos right here, right now. Sing does manage to get it out, but honestly, it's invisibility rune, and they're just going to Bottle Crow, so ultimately, in the mid lane matchup, this is probably the least important rune in the game.
Yeah, and like I just said, runes don't matter in this matchup because you're not going to really harass each other. You just kind of farm. It's not a fun match. But anyway, that's Vigos for you. Diving into tier 2 by himself at 2 minutes in the game.
No spiked,
that's why I love this guy.
Screw spiked. Keep in mind this is pre-nerf spike, as we'll find out very soon how this affects. Nyx had a lot of subtle nerfs coming in with the Tranquils and the, of course, Spike Carapace, but, I mean, we'll find out soon enough on Thursday how that affects him. He'll still be very, very powerful, I imagine. But so far, QPAD, their main lane farmer, Waga, is leading in terms of CS as the Chilling Touch is going to be dropped, but keep in mind, Chilling Touch, very, very long cooldown, so Ancient Apparition, yeah, he is level 2, so he has the point into Cold Feet, so there's that. And we on the top lane, Barrier versus Scandal. Barrier should have the advantage, and Select is going even for the most part.
Select doesn't know how this lane works. No flame intended, but Clockwork shouldn't be getting experience in this lane. You can sort of cogs burn the mana on Batrider a little bit early, but after that happens and he has his bottle, you just can't lane against him, and Select is allowing him to get himself into this game, and he shouldn't be. So I think this is just he's probably a great Batrider, but he's just probably not that familiar.
I think he's
with how
respecting
this
the magic
works.
stick too much. He's really respecting the magic stick, and he has 5 charges, but I mean, Batrider, you have to be aggressive. That's the power of Batrider. He's such an over-dominating lane presence that, you know, fuck magic stick, just go in. As Illuminate's gonna be charged up, gonna hit Waga, and no, just barely missed Mini, but Waga gonna take half his HP. Illuminate is a very, very fair spell, as I think this cast, on my part at least, is turning into a lot of bitching. So I think I'm gonna cut it out, as Wisp gonna spy out a double damage, and that blue Wisp is shining with that double damage brightness. But Visage should be able to escape. The Tether is going to come in, but the double damage Wisp actually does hurt quite severely. Illuminate is going to just barely miss on Mini, but does manage to tag Jerax, so a lot of damage coming in. And Luna is getting driven away as a result because her supports are so low, and this is going to be more than enough time for CK to get some farm. And once CK starts getting level 4, level 5, I think this triumph for QPAD is just going to get nightmarish.
Yeah, it's already not really going in QPanda's favor. When you run an aggressive tri-lane with 3 range and apparition, the point of that lane is to push the supports back out of lane at level 1 with your damage, and they weren't able to do that. And with the Wisp sharing regen and really doubling up or getting close to tripling up the regen from one Tango, I think that this is actually a really bad idea against a Wisp, because it's basically just increases your harass, but you can heal through all the harass, and then you don't have any actual killing power.
You know, Scandal 26 CS compared to Batrider 16. Wow, Scandal is dominating this lane. This, again, like you said, should not be happening, as we might see a dive attempt. Here comes the Rift onto Mini on the bottom lane. Only a little gonna be off the mark.
Top lane, top lane, top lane.
But it is gonna miss me on the top lane. Select was driven away from the lane by Scandal, who did not even use his hook shot, and now Select gonna sell it, but he's completely out of mana. This is Scandal's chance to strike. He's gonna have that stack wear off, gonna fire a rocket, knows where Select should be approximately, but does not want with the hook while he's under the tower. Keep in mind, Clockwork, pretty low base armor, well, 3, I guess average at this stage. But so far, again, like you mentioned, this Tron being completely lost, and it's not like this will get any prettier for QPAD if the gankers can't get a tremendous impact, but it's about to be first night, and Sing Sing, he's going to have to carry the team on his back for the next 6 minutes.
Absolutely. It's going to be really hard for him to kill Scandal, but if he can run to the tri lane and just start murdering Keeper and Coddle, or Keeper and Wisp over and over and over, I think that's what they need to do to get back in this game. But unfortunately, Wisp will take up this Invis rune, so no Invis for NS.
Nope. So, NS...
Oh, smart move. TP's the second tower in smoke so you don't get spotted by a lane ward. Probably will be a kill attempt coming out.
So now, Empire must be a bit nervous, but reality is going to be challenged to Wagamama. Here comes Illuminate. It's going to fly and hit everybody. Nightstalker gets an immediate rebuttal kill onto the Wisp, and here comes Sing Sing, still at such high HP, but he's going to back off, seeing the teleport in by Clockwork. Will Clockwork initiate? He's going to get the hook onto Mini. The cogs are going to block Mini's escape path. Scandal might very well end up losing his life. No, the tower does reject aggro, as Keeperlet and Clockwork are able to pick up 2 kills, and meanwhile, Scandal is going to be killed as a result. So I guess that went overall pretty even for the most part. Sing Sing's going to dive back in. He's taking a lot of damage. 3 seconds stun. Going to slow down his assault. And now Waga going to take a lot of damage from the orbs flying in. Or the Lucent Beam going to fly in as well. So overall, considering that... Oh, here comes Vigas. He's a little bit late to the party, but he's still here. Nonetheless, going to get... Oh, just barely almost got the 2-man impale, but Illuminate going to fly in. Pick up the double kill, and Empire held that first assault by Sing Sing magnificently.
This is bad for QPanda. This is when you're up against an all-in gank lineup, which is what I kind of view Empire's lineup as. Just gank nonstop, it never stops, and then you're going to win the game before anybody gets any farm. When you're playing against that, and you're down 7-2, and all of your core heroes are dying, except Batrider, who's just getting out-farmed, that's a problem. I don't know if I can be much more frank than that. They need to not let that happen again. If they're gonna, get out map controlled and, just try to dodge, that's the best thing that they can do at this point. Dodge fights, let your tier 1 towers go, and just try to not die.
Yeah, and this is sort of the problem with the AA when he gets it down. He just really does not get experience, and Ice Blast is such... I think that, I mean, of course, Chilling Touch and Cold Feet are magnificent spells, but Ice Blast is pretty much the bread and butter of AA, and if you can't get that up by where Sing Sing is just... Where Sing Sing is still having a nice impact in the game in the first night, as he does manage to pick off Clockwork on the top lane with the help of the lasso. But still, AA, I'm really worrying about his experience at this point, because AA, again, Ice Blast is such a good spell that you really want to have up as soon as possible. And if you have it up by the time first night ends, that's just not going to be good for the QPAD's overall gank squad.
Absolutely not at all. And I just wanted to mention JRX got the deny on bot tower. Give me 1 second, B-ball, and I'll be right back.
Alright, sounds good. As meanwhile, just checking out the CS, Vigas is ahead of the charts. Just looking at what he's gotten so far, just the arcane boots as well as the bottle. So I imagine he's going to go straight for dagger. And that's usually a stand for Nyxes these days. I mean, that's a stand for Korok. As the Nyx solution going to get jumped, and that's actually a pretty costly jump, because that is going to drain a lot more Sing Sing's mana. He's going to have to use an all bottle charge, and he might have to waste some time bottle crowing it up, because right now he does not have enough mana to cast 2 voids unless he uses the last bottle charge. So here comes Vigas. Roman going to get silenced, as Spike Carapace not going to be used just yet. Vigas actually going to die. He did have Spike Carapace, but chose not to pop it in order to have that increased move speed, but a bit of a mistake right there by Vigas, as now he knows at least that there is a sentry ward there.
Yep, he found out. Don't worry, guys. They got wards down, but they will deward it. And I wanted to say something really quickly. I don't think that Nyx will get a
Sing Sing gonna dive onto Golbalak. Here comes the Chilling Touch, gonna give him increased damage. Nice flame break, pushing Golbalak back. But here comes the hook in by Scandal onto Sing Sing. Nice trap. They're gonna kill Sing Sing yet again. This is really bad for the Night Stalker at this stage in the game. And here comes Vigas back on the offensive, gonna try to get the mana drain. Here comes the last one by Select. Vigas might get burst down yet again. Spike Carapace is gonna slow down the assault, but Waga and Mini's so low and completely out of mana, they can't keep up the pursuit. So it's going to be a 1 for 2, but the fact that he shut down Night Stalker, they're keeping him down, and at this point in the game, only level 8, that is tremendous for Empire.
Yeah, we were talking about how Singh really needed to solo carry this game and just murder everyone. Hasn't really happened so far. But yeah, the point that I was trying to make real quickly was I don't think you need a dagger on Nyx Assassin simply because you have Clockwork and CK. So why not go for something like, I don't know, Dagon's the obvious choice, but you can really get anything. You can get a Vlad's for your team. I don't know, just the world's your oyster, really.
Meanwhile, just want to check out what items Singh has. He has the standard Urn. No points of darkness just yet, as he's going to engage onto Mini. He can't tether away, but Mini rather tank at a high level Wisp, and the tether is going to fly. No, the Soul Assumption will clean up Mini. Or, no, it's not Mini. It's going to be SS, as Mini is on the assault. They might very well pick off Lower Brain, but a nice 2-man cogs, as Scandal going to find himself trapped with 2 heroes, and now he has no backup. Eclipse is going to be casted, and Scandal going to die a little bit of a weird engagement for Empire. They just got ganked. That's pretty much all it came down to. I guess Scandal should know not to hook in, but I mean, he tried to save Lower Brain. Unfortunately, could not get Night Stalker in the cogs with him. Meanwhile, Select still farming away. We'll have that dagger up relatively soon, and that might help bridge the gap between the end of the first night and the start of the second night, but still, I mean, Select has been pretty much farming all game. 0-0 and 240 CS. Not really the best farm on Barretter, but he will have the last up as there's going to be engagement on Vegas. He's going to take Cold Feet right to the chin, and Sing more than happy to mop up the rest of that kill. As checking out his levels, he's managed to get himself level 10, which is quite respectable considering the poor start they had. And he's already participated in 9 of the 10 QPAD kills as he's making his way back into this game.
Absolutely, and Apparition's about to hit level 6, which is, it's not when you want it, but at least it's here now, you know? He's going to be able to start blasting down these low HP heroes from Empire, and because Coddle doesn't have the mech out, it's even a bigger deal.
You know, Empire's smartly getting Silent some experience. He just managed to hit level 6 right now. Scandal, Arcane Boots, Stout Shield, just checking out Blower Brain. What farm does he have? Just the treads as well as the drums. But Barrier has a dagger, AA has Ice Blast, and suddenly QPAD not looking nearly in his bad shape, even though that first night has ended. I mean, Sing partook in 9 kills, managed to get level 10, which is, I mean, it's pretty good, considering he's been ganking all night. I think the ideal level is level 10 at the end of the first night.
Yeah, it's okay. I think that he should have a lot more farm, though. He died a little bit too much. At this point, you should have your boots finished and, you know, be well on your way to your next item, whether you're getting Armlet or BKB or Ags or whatever. But the fact that he's underfarmed isn't really a big deal because everyone on Empire...
Oh, blink in on to blow your brain. Here comes it. Wow, the Eclipse... No, I guess the Lucent Beam just missed, but Ice Blast is going to fly in. Going to pick up Blower Brain. Nice gank by the side of QPAD as Waga... Oh, he canceled the Lucent Beam animation. Not too sure why. As Nyx is going to roam in, going to get an immediate counter kill onto Mini, and Selected going to get stun placed by the Firefly due to the Spike Carapace. And Scandal, unfortunately, the hook did whiff. The Rocky is going to fly in once again. Vigas is going to get stun placed by the Cold Feet. He will end up dying as well, as the nighttime was popped as Sing. Unfortunately for him, that was a level 1 nighttime. I think he should have held off on that for just a bit longer. He wants to make it count. He's trying to go for the Keeper of the Light. Golbach smartly runs away, and now they're going to be without the shorter cooldown of the night as well as the increased duration for quite a bit. And Night Stalker not going to have too much fun the second daytime.
No, he didn't get enough farm to be really a threat in the second daytime. So this is when Empire has to seize control of the map right now. They didn't really do what they wanted to, simply because they kind of fed, for lack of a better word. They've had a bunch of kills to QPAD, but they're going to smoke now, and it looks like they are going to be aggressive.
Was not expecting this, but Golbach gonna have the mechanism finished at 14 minutes in, and now the Rocket's gonna spy out Visage. Mini never knew what hit him. Well, it was a Chaos Knight. Ice Blast gonna whiff completely. Bit of miscommunication right there, but also underestimating the move speed. That was gives the Chaos Knight, and now Select just forced to stand in place. Level 10 with that dagger has made 4 kills, helped make 4 kills happen. But still, this is a very dicey time because QPAD, they're a team of ebb and flows at the moment. They rely so heavily on the ganks, but right now, when they get ganked, they really can't do too much. Their lineup just isn't conducive for holding back tower pushes.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like this game is like b-ballin'. It's like 2 hockey players huge muscle guys who are just standing there punching each other and getting beat on each other. But in the meantime, Cog's going to go in. Cog's on the Night Stalker. He's going to be completely isolated. It looks like he's going to go down. In the meantime, Select's taking a ton of damage. Eclipse will fall off. Apparition flies, and nobody's died yet. Clock will be the first one to fall. Batrider's bringing Vigos over. Vigos will fall. That's 2 so far for QPanda. Empire on the retreat, and they will get Batrider and Coddle with an Illuminate. And finally, Sing Sing will go back in. He'll get Reality'd in. Whole die, so 3 kills all of a sudden really fast. This is why you don't mess with Empire. And did someone else go down? Yeah, Visage actually is going to pick up Keeper of the Light. However, he will pay for his aggression. It looks like he'll go down maybe... Yes, he will. But he will get the CK with Illumina in the meantime. SS is on the retreat. And, oh, he will Reality Rift out. So that's a pretty good play. He will be coming back, but he'll be bringing friends. So Scandal will come back with him. And, yeah, it looks like Wagamama knows this and is just going to back out.
As I think that was 4 for 4. I'm not too sure if A died in that fight at all. I don't think he did.
Went down.
Oh, he did? Oh, that's why he's level 7. I guess he'd be much higher level if he survived that fight. As I just want to check out the experience graph very quickly. It's slightly in favor of QPanda, but now it's starting to approach that second nighttime very, very soon. Unfortunately, like you mentioned, Sing Sing not getting too much farm. Has participated in 11 kills. Waga, what is he at? He only has drums and actually Chaos Knight. This in game much more tanky, much more fearsome, has a cloak up, smart item build, Firefly, Lucent Beam, Eclipse, Ice Blast, Soul Assumption just do so much damage. You definitely need this cloak rather than rushing straight up BKB. 500 gold for a bit of extra HP, definitely worth it. As QPAD, just want to check out the gold really fast after checking the experience. They're getting heavily out farmed, like you previously mentioned.
Yeah, and there isn't that much they can do about it, but all they have to do is just hold on. Their top tower is going to go down. I don't think they can hold on to that. But their tier 2 towers are really what they need to defend. If they can defend their tier 2 towers, I think they have a good chance at winning this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Clockwork just going to reveal himself on the top lane. Meanwhile, Keeper Light just going to teleport back to the middle lane. Middle lane should be very, very safe at this stage. Keeper Light is in position as well as the Rocket's flying in. And again, QPAD, how are they going to push against Keeper Light and Rocket? It's very,
brutal.
very difficult.
It's going to be absolutely brutal to try to push in. At least they have the Batrider to sort of open fights, but it's still going to be a pretty big issue. And Batrider's going to blink in on Goblak. He is not going to be able to drag him onto the cliff. Goblak might go down, but Mech's going to save him. Illuminate almost being channeled. No, Cogs is kind of completely blocking this fight off. Sing Sing's tunnel visioning on Goblak. I don't know if that's a great idea. We have Apparition is going to go down. Luna goes down. So far, 2 for none. We have Visage is almost going to go down, maybe. I don't think he stands a chance. Nope. 3 for 1. Nyx will fall, and it looks like Bat's on the retreat. But
Sing Sing going to get 3-second stun. The Wisp Tether has not yet ticked in. Here comes Reality with an additional stun, and that is going to be a full-on almost wipe. Only Select was able to escape. I thought it was a pretty solid initiation because Wisp Chaos Knight were so separated, but again, the power of Wisp Chaos Knight is that they're so incredibly mobile. And man, it was just at around the end of first night that Wisp hit level 6, and now it's almost the start of second night. Keep in mind, Sing Sing did use that second point of darkness, and Wisp is level 11. He has an Ogre Club. He's getting so tanky, and like you mentioned, a farm Wisp, well, you didn't mention in a previous cast, he just told me a farmed Wisp essentially makes his other ally essentially immortal.
Yeah, and I think he's going to go for the Halberd build, which is really common against Wisp. You don't need mana boots simply because you have a Keeper Light on your team, so Chakra is just absurd and ridiculous. But basically, if you can get... Oh, it looks like Blow's going to get gone on, but he will... Yeah, it looks like QPAD is going to be backing out. Basically, if you don't die as Wisp and you have regen, it means that the person you're supporting is doubly immortal, so...
Nothing better than the Immortal. As the epic music ticks in, Reality just barely misses on Select, but they're going to be more than happy to initiate onto Sing Sing, as Sing Sing going to take a lot of damage. Flame Break going to push away SS, but here comes rotation by Vigos. Eclipse is going to be casted, but unable to hit too many targets whatsoever. He's managed to hit a lot of creeps, and Waga is going to get picked off as well, as QPAD is just getting absolutely obliterated in this second daytime phase, mostly due to the Wisp and the Keeper Light, as well as the Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight just showing why he doesn't really need that many items to prove to be effective. Meanwhile, and Luna really unable to find any room to farm up.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for Wagamama in this situation. There's nothing... When you're a carry player in this situation and you don't have map control and you can't split push because of CK Wisp, you can't do anything. Like, you're helpless. You're completely relying on your other team to carry you and make sure that, you know, you don't completely get murdered every time you try to push out to the hard camp to farm it. So...
Well, QPAD definitely not out of it just yet. It's about to hit the second night, and even though Sing Sing's farm has been kept down quite a bit, still, Nightstalker in second night is quite fearsome. If they can get the ganks going with some Ice Blast thrown in there as well with the Blink Dagger select, it could be very brutal, but the Ice Blast is going to whip. Here comes the initiation on Blurbrain. They're going to throw a lot of eggs in their basket, try to focus on Blurbrain. He's going to get sent back home. Beautiful play by Silent as he's going to come back to the party. Might end up sacrificing himself. Yes, Empire are going to retreat right now. Vigos going to run away. Armlet is going to be picked up by Chaos Knight. Is he going to teleport back in by the Wisp? Oh my god, they are going to man up. Here comes the Phantasm. Is going to initiate onto Jax. Jax is going to take a lot of edge. He will end up dying to the one last hit of the Phantasm. Sing Sing going to be under relentless assault of the Chaos Knight. He's going to get silenced for now, but Blurbrain is on the pursuit, gonna try to hunt down Sing Sing. Sing Sing, you cannot run, you cannot hide from the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and that is gonna be the end of Sing Sing's life right there. Only Wisp died, but he, man, Silence is playing out of his mind in this game.
Yeah, MVP, definitely. If that was me right there and I was playing Wisp, I would have said, you know what, just let me die, I'll go back, I'll die, it's fine, I save people. But no, this is why Empire's a top tier team, and this is why you don't want to give them heroes that they can be really aggressive with. Because QPAD probably thought they were fine, and then they come back and they got murdered. So, really excellent decision making and play coming out from everyone on Empire.
And that is going to drain away so much valuable time as Sing Sing has died 6 times. Waga, like we previously mentioned, no room to farm whatsoever. 50 CS at 21 minutes. This is, man, if this was Black or Burning, they'd probably be sobbing right now, as this is probably their worst nightmare. I'm sure Waga, this is bordering on one of his worst experiences in his life. And Mini has a medallion, not really too much. Select 03 and 9 has done stuff, but really without team at backup. I mean, these Ice Blasts have just not been hitting, but it's just also due to the fact that Empire is so incredibly mobile that they can dodge the Ice Blasts.
Yeah, they see it coming, and they just have CK is fast, Wisp is fast. I mean, Keeper of the Light's pretty speedy. He's running at 400 movement speed and has a Force Staff, so what are they going to hit, you know? Nothing's really going to hold them in place aside from a Batrider lasso.
You know, Wisp going back to the Ghost Scepter saying, I don't actually need the Halberd at this point. Who am I going to silence the attacks? I mean, the evasion's nice and all, but might as well just pick up the Ghost Scepter, give him some extra stats as well. I guess that's the reasoning behind it. And Armlet Spin Fishes on CK was there for the last fight. Definitely helped to preserve Golbak's life as well as get him a lot of kills. Mechanism 4-stat fish on the side of Golbak. Vigos, no items whatsoever, but that's okay. 1, 5, and 10. And this is also the power of Nyx Assassin.
Vigos spot something.
Yeah, he just picked up the dagger. It's going to be shipped out towards him. So now they have another source of initiation, because Scandal's hooks honestly have been hitting heroes more often than hitting his own teammates rather than hitting the opposing teammates. So now they have a more reliable source of initiation, and picks up a Staff of Wizardry as well. I guess he was just holding on to that. And here comes the smoke gank. QPAD desperate to make something happen, as the lasso or the Firefly going to be used to give him flying vision, but Empire's all grouped up together, and the Visage Familiars are going to be spotted out. The question is, who will blink first? Hook again, whiffs once again. The Eclipse does manage to kill off Golbak. That's going to remove a huge portion of DPS. Ice Blast is going to fly in, but Empire, Blurbrain still at full HP. They're going to bring down Sing Sing. Going to keep up the pursuit. Will finish off Mini. Meanwhile, Clockwork somehow managed to bring down Waga. I guess that's the problem with Luna with no farm. And now select natural selection at its best right here, removing the barrier from existence, and Empire looking so very strong in this game.
Yeah, I think this game might be getting beyond QPanda's reach. Oh, wow, didn't even see that one coming. Shows me to look at the map, but yeah, that's going to be a complete team wipe for a Keeper of the Light.
You know what, I think that was worth it, because fuck Keeper of the Light.
You know what, I would be happy if he died in every single team fight. It doesn't even matter.
But Empire take a full team wipe. We're going to get a tier 2. And yeah, they can't really fight because Eclipse is down. They used Eclipse right there. And it was very shocking because whenever you see a Luna trapped in place with a Clockwork and the Cogs at 23 minutes in the game, you'd say, oh, Clockwork is screwed. But Vaga is just so severely underfarmed. Picked up an Overclub. That's not really going to help you out in terms of damage. And Clockwork at this point, pipe. I guess that's how I was able to survive the assault for such a long time, and a lot of gold in the bank to spare. Meanwhile, man, Blurbrain is just getting incredibly farmed. The gold graph, over 15k advantage, experience graph almost reaching 20k advantage. Honestly, I don't really see a way for QPAD, and I'm not usually one to call a game early, but this is one of those games.
Well, you know me, I call games at 5 minutes. I say, oh, this game's over. I try not to do it when I cast, but yeah, it looks like Sing Sing will get initiated on. Vigos is YOLOing in right now. He will back out, and QPAD is just going to retreat.
I think
because,
every single Scandal Hook has hit one of his teammates. I don't think he's a Clockwork player. Just saying.
Well, you know how Scandal practices when his team tells him he needs to play a hero or get good at a hero? He spams it for like 50 games in a row, and then he's good at it. So maybe he just hasn't got into his Clockwork regimen yet.
Yeah, I think this is a recent switch that Scandal switched the offlane role. Bit curious, but I mean, even though Vigos not having the best game, he's the only person on his team who's feeding at this stage. But he is having an impact nonetheless. That's power of the Nyx, as you have to devote so many resources just to bring him down, and if you attack him, well, you're getting ravaged essentially. But anyway, it's Blurrbane and Wisp who have really been the story of this game.
Absolutely. I would say Wisp is my MVP. And yep, oh man, I'm so happy every time I get to see a farmed Wisp. He gets his Sanj up. Oh, Radiant Courier Snipe. Oh, Vigos. Classic Vigos. But yeah, every time...
Vigos.
Oh man, he's a character. But yeah, you want to get the Halberd up on the Wisp because you want to be really item slot efficient because you need an urn. You need a well, you don't need it, but you want it. You need a wand, you need a TP, and you need boots. But it looks like we're going to get Blow initiated down. He's going to die immediately. Wow, a little bit out of position there. Wisp is getting cold feet. He'll back up. Scandal drops the cogs to try to retreat. Wisp gets out. Scandal hooks to creeps. This time it was intentional. Don't worry, guys. And Vigos is going to stun to try to help Scandal live. It looks like he's going to be able to. Oh, no. Really good micro by Mini. He's going to drop 2 birds and actually, oh, wow. Yeah. They're just going to pick off SS because he had to go back in.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, not too sure why Blurrbane didn't buy back. He just picked up a Reaver with this immense amount of gold. And I was about to say that's a huge swing of momentum, but it was AAA who got the Godlight streak. It was AA, guys. It's still very difficult for QPAD.
Oh, yeah, and you know what? It wasn't even enough to help him get to an item like a Vlad's or Mech or anything useful. He's just still kind of useless.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't even need an urn. Nightstalker has an urn. Well, he might get a Bracer, which is... It's an item that exists in the game. That's all.
Yeah, it's an item you can buy. It's one of them. He finishes wand, go him, buys a bunch of wards. You're owning Apparition. Sing Sing has a Bracer on NS. That's kind of a little bit of a sign of desperation, I think. But these birds are going to be able to escape. And right now, I think Empire's just waiting for the last daytime to end the game.
Or at the very least, waiting for... Nope, Blurrbane is going to respawn up. And Wisp is back online. Wisp level 14. Almost level 16 up on the Chaos Knight. I imagine if I were Empire, I'd get level 16, get that level 3 Phantasm, and then try to push to end the game, or at least get Roshan. As QPAD going to be without Eclipse for the next 50 seconds. The question is how conservative do they want to play, as Vigos with the Haste Rune going to drop a Sentry Ward, going to get dewarded. Vigos, you know that there's a Sentry there. He does not care. We'll get the stun off onto Jerax as the Mana Burn's going to fly in. Jerax gonna die. You should have never taken Empire's Ward. That's just mistake number 1.
Yeah, and actual opinion, though, I don't think Apparition was a good pickup this game, and I think that he's just kind of food for all these high-damage mobile heroes on Empire. I think it was a little bit too gimmicky, and I can't see the scoreboard because I'm not on my main account and I can't bring it up, but I think he's just dying. And what's his kill score?
He's 2, 6, and 9, but he's staying very far back, so I think that's the reason why he hasn't died as much.
Okay, I guess I was had a little bit of confirmation bias right there, but Apparition is going to fly in, scout it out, but wow, really smart pipe from Scandal coming out, and Roshan will fall at 28 minutes, so it's daytime. Oh, Select's going to try to get it, and he's going to feed. Gotta respect the MLG headshot, though.
Yeah, he had balls. And Vigos is going to say, I've been dying a lot. I'm going to pick up the Aegis of Scandal, get 4 staff down, and just going to walk on the cliff for a bit, as he is struggling to find a way out of his chamber prison, as I thought I heard the Aegis respawn. Vigos suicided.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, Vigos suicided. Because he says, who needs Aegis?
Aegis is for little baby men. He's a real man.
No doubt about that, as Wisp going to break down the trees with the tether, and there comes push in. Chaos Knight is not yet level 16, so they're going to only have level 2 Phantasm, but at this point it might be more than enough, because Barada is dead, and Lasso's going to be cooling down for the next 20 seconds, so no real solid way for QPAD to actually initiate, as the Tower Siege has begun, and now it's daytime, the worst possible moment for it to where out, as nighttime won't be up for another 90 seconds up on Sing Sing, so he is going to be not very useful to say the least, as pipe is getting popped yet again, and they're going to use mechanism. And now the screw pipe is going to fall. Select has been respawned, but still no Night Stalker for the most part in this engagement. As Select going to blink in, going to try to snag Blurbrain. Once again, they're going to focus a lot of damage on Blurbrain. Yet again, he's going to pop the Phantasm, and Wisp once again relocates him out just to preserve his life as well as getting back to full HP. But Nixon Clockwork just mopping up the supports on the side of QPAD. Scandal will end up getting his life away, but now here comes the Chaos Knight as well as the Wisp back into the picture. We'll clean up Waga, and the rest of QPAD getting driven back. Sing Sing knows that this is probably going to be GG, no nighttime, and his teammates are going to be dead before the racks can be defended.
Yeah, Sing was sloppy with his nighttime usage. You really have to time it on Night Stalker so that when, I think it's the third daytime, it's this type daytime. When this daytime comes up, which is when they're going to be looking to push the racks, you need to make sure you have a nighttime up. Because once you hit level 16, it's really going to be night whenever, but if you're not 16 and you're at this point, you just have to make sure it's up, and he didn't, and he got punished for it, so.
And that is going to be middle barracks for Empire, checking out the golden experience. Ooh, experience over 20k, gold over 20k, and you know, I used to think there was a maximum because I saw a maximum in some of the pub games of 35k, but it actually goes further than 35k. Didn't know that.
I think 35k might just be, you can't possibly get more ahead than that and not have won the game. I mean, I've never really seen it go above 25k myself without the game just like ending, so I don't know.
Yeah, Orange Receipt Home, 20k.
Oh yeah, and then I remember that game.
That game was annoying. I didn't like that game. But anyway, that's besides the point, as Blurbrain finished the heart, 1400 gold in the bank, can just always have the Armadon at this point. Wisp gonna have the halberd delivered to him right about now. Yep, the talisman is on its way. Here, SK, very happy that
I'm so happy.
And now Waga gonna be rendered even more. Well, he'll have the BKB up at least for the next team fight. But still, I mean, Luna at this stage, 31 minutes.
Sing Sing's gonna get initiated on, and he's just gonna kind of die. Select is going to, no, he won't get cogs in, but Vigas gets a 3-man impale. JRX is going to take a lot of damage, but he will mech up. Mint Chip is still kind of chilling in there. That's Mini, by the way, my bad. 2 kills so far. The Apparition ult flies in. It's not going to really deal a lot of damage. Poor Wagamama. He dies within the space of a quarter second. And Select's on the run. He gets zapped by Vigas and will die as Wagamama calls it GG.
So, man, exciting game. Empire. You gave him Empire's game. I mean, I know I've said this in all the casts of Empire, but whenever I see them play, they always play kind of conservative. But when you give them an aggressive game like this, they are more than happy to rise to the occasion. But QPAD, ultimately, their early game did not work out. And, I mean, Night Stalker got a lot accomplished, but he did die a lot in the early stages of the game. And ultimately, the Wisp got too much experience. And SS saying, who needs Funnick for Wisp? We got SS. We got Silent.
Yeah, and normally, well, you know me, we've talked about this. I don't like to call games when I cast with you, early in the game. But in my opinion, this game was lost to Ban Pick. Like, QPANDAS just couldn't win it. Notwithstanding, Empire just feeds hardcore. But I just don't think they had, none of their lanes could have accomplished anything. Nothing, there was no objective. Aside from, like, the little kind of cutesy thing that they wanted to do with the chilling touch, there was no point. I don't know. I didn't understand the draft. It was reactive as opposed to having a plan, is how I would best describe it.
Yep, as Sing Sing and the rest of the squad will get mopped up, already having disconnected. Throne will die relatively soon, but that is going to game 2, so Empire going to knock the series 1-1. And if they manage to win the next game, they'll have a commanding lead in their group and might very well move on to the bracket. QPAD, on the other hand, might very well drop their first series. We're going to find out very, very soon. As thanks for watching, co-cast has been ShredKid. YouTube.com/shred_kid, Twitch.tv/shred_kid, and we'll see you for game 3. Peace.
Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta go deal with my dog.